Angrezi medium is a 2020 Indian Hindi language comedy drama film directed by Homi Adjania and produced under the production banner Maddox Films, a spiritual sequel to the 2017 film Hindi medium. The film stars Irrfan Khan, Kareena Kapoor Khan, Deepak Dobriyal, and Radhika Madan. Filming began in Udaipur on 5 April 2019 and was completed by July in London. This was Irfan's last film to be released before his death on 29 April 2020. The film was theatrically released on 13 March 2020 with its theatrical performance affected by closing of cinemas due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Plans for a re-release were cancelled and the film was made available digitally. Less than a month after its release on Disney Plus Hotstar, it was Irfan Khan's last film prior to death in April 2020. Champak Bansal Irfan Khan, a widower, is a sweet shop owner in the city of Udaipur in Rajasthan, though he often fights with his half-brother Gopi, Deepak Dobriyal, who runs a competing sweet shop nearby over the Ghastiram family name. They are greatly fond of each other and of Champak's daughter Tarika, Radhika Manan, who has always harbored a dream to travel and study abroad. Despite Tarika being poor in studies, Champak is strongly supportive of her dream, and with some effort, she secures a high rank in her final school examinations, enough for her to secure a scholarship from London's Truford University, which has partnered with her school. On the school's annual day, Champak notices that the chief guest is Judge Chedda, who had accepted a watch as a bribe from Gopi a few days before so that he could win the rights to the Ram name. He goes on stage and exposes the judge, who is in the middle of a speech on honesty and values, not knowing that he is the principal's husband. The following morning, he meets the principal at her home and asks for forgiveness, only for her to tear Tarika's scholarship letter to pieces. He vows to send Tarika to London, come what may. With the help of London-based acquaintance Bablu, Ranveer Shore, Champak and Tarika along with Gopi proceed to London so that Tarika can find accommodation there till college opens. However, Champak and Gopi are caught and interrogated by the airport police. Champak and Tarika along with Gopi proceed to London so that Tarika can find accommodation there till college opens. However, Champak and Gopi are caught and interrogated by the airport police. When they indifferently say that they have drugs, they are deported and their passports blacklisted. Tarika, who had been calling Champak, Gopi, and Bablu to no avail, goes to a rented home and starts enjoying the free spirited London life while also trying to fund her education. Meanwhile, Champak and Gopi are referred to a fixer in Dubai, Tony Pankaj Tripathi, who gives them Pakistani aliases and forced passports. They return to London under the names of Abdul Razak and Sakhaleen Mustak and are briefly accosted by Nana, Kareena Kapoor Khan, a cop. They find loading in a house owned by Mrs. Kohli, Dimple Kapadia, who is Nana's estranged mother. When they meet Tarika, Champak is aghast at her lifestyle and demands that she leave her loadings or he will sever ties with her. Gopi asks him why he says so, to which he replies that this is in order to avoid getting caught by Nana. The two visit a police station where Bablu is lodged. They pay for his bail and he tells them that he is now penniless. One night, Mrs. Kohli has invited the Bansals for dinner on the eve of her birthday. When Nana suddenly barges in and says that since her mother has not cared for her, she can do whatever she pleases. The next day, Champak and Gopi find the senior Kohli unconscious on the floor and rush her to the hospital, narrowly saving her life. When Nana arrives on the scene, she breaks down and realizes the value of caring for her. Champak, Gopi, and Bablu hear of a fundraiser organized by Truffaut University and reluctantly agree to bid for its renovation, which cost 3 lakh pounds at their wits, and for arranging for such a large sum, they agree to sell the Gasita Ram family name. When Champak tells Tarika the news, she is nonplussed. The next day, as the three go to Scarpard to collect the money, Champak pours his entire story to Tarika, who is convinced that she should not have put him and Gopi through so much trouble to fulfill her dream. Tarika later decides to give up her London scholarship and study back home in Udaipur, to which everyone agrees. The film ends with Champak and Gopi making peace over the Gasitaram name. Casting: Irrfan Khan as Champak Bansal, Kareena Kapoor Khan as Officer Naina Kohli, Deepak Dobriyal as Gopi Bansal, Radhika Madan as Tarika Bansal, Nyarha Dhandekar as young Tarika Bansal, Dimple Kapadia as Mrs. Sampadia Kohli, Ranveer Shore as Bal Shankar Tripathi Bablu, Pankaj Tripathi as Tony, Kiku Sharda as Gajju, Manu Rishi as Bheluram Bansal, Zakir Hussain as Judge Chadha, Meghna Malik as Principal Chadha, Purvi Jain as Rashi Bansal, Manish Gandhi as Advait. In June 2017, in an interview after the success of his film in the medium, producer Dinesh Vijan told Midday there is a definitely scope for a sequel. We would certainly explore it. Vijan added, it's too early. Also, I still have to talk to director Saket Chaudhary, who is currently working on another movie project. On 24 January 2018, Vijan confirmed the sequel to Times Now. He said, we have just finished typing the second part. Will just finishing touches are being put. However, I think you will have to wait for an official announcement for that. On 30 March 2019, it was reported that Kareena Kapoor had been added to the cast of the film and filming would start from April. The sequel was titled as Angrezi Medium and filming began on 5 April 2019 in Udaipur. On 6 April 2019, her and others, the trade analysts introduced the characters of the film as Deepak Dobriyal plays Khan's brother and Manu Rishi, their cousin. All are running mithai shops and are rivals in business. Pankaj Tripathi joined the cast as travel agent Tony. Jaipur actor Purvi Jain will play Irfan's wife Rashi. In mid-July, director of the film Homiya Jana announced the completion of filming on his Twitter account. The film's soundtrack is composed by Sachin Jigar and Tanishq Bagchi, with lyrics written by Jigar Saria, Tanishq Bagchi and Priya Saria. The song Ek Jindagi is remake of Ik Jindari, a song originally composed by Sachin Jigar for the previous film Hindi medium. The song Nachun Nu Ji Karda is a remake of popular Bhangra number Nachna Aunda Nahi after Tum Bittu. The song Ladki is the remake of the song originally composed by Sachin Jigar in the voice of Tanishq Sanghvi, Rekha Bhardwaj and Kirtadhan Gandhi. The song Kudinu Nachande is song celebrating women power. The song features a number of Bollywood actresses Anushka Sharma, Katrina Kaif, Alia Bhatt, Janvi Kapoor, Ananya Pandey, Kriti Sanon, and Kiara Advani. On 12 February 2020, Irfan Khan shared an emotional message for his fans that he won't be able to promote the film due to his ailing health. The next day, the official trailer for the film was launched by Maddox Films. The film was released in India theatrically on 13 March 2020 and digitally on the streaming platform Disney Plus Hotstar on 6 April 2020. Angrezi medium earned 4.3 crore net at the domestic box office on the first day. On the second day, the film collected 2.75 crore. On third day, the film collected 2.25 crore, taking total opening weekend collection to 9.3 crore. As of 15 March 2020, with a growth of 10.75 crore in India and 2.40 crore overseas, the film has a worldwide gross collection of 13.54 crore. Shahabzadeh Irfan Ali Khan, 7 January 1967 to 29 April 2020. Known professionally as Irfan Khan or simply Irfan, was an Indian actor who worked in Hindi cinema as well as British and American films. Cited in the media as one of the finest actors in Indian cinema. Khan's career spanned over 30 years and earned him numerous accolades, including a National Film Award, an Asian Film Award, and 4 Filmfare Awards in 2011. He was awarded the Padma Shri in fourth highest civilian honor. Khan made his film debut with a small role in Salam Bombay, 1988. which was followed by years of struggle after starring in the British film The Warrior 2001. He had his breakthrough with starring roles in the dramas Hustle 2003 and Maqbool 2004. He went on to gain critical acclaim for his roles in the Namasake 2006, Life in a Metro 2007, and Pan Singh Tomar 2011. For portraying the title character in the last of these, he won the National Film Award for Best Actor. Further success came for his starring roles in The Lunchbox 2013, Piku 2015, and Talwar 2015, and he had supporting roles in the Hollywood films The Amazing Spider-Man 2012, Life of Pi 2012, Jurassic World 2015, and Inferno 2016. The other notable roles were in Slumdog Millionaire 2008, New York 2009, Heather 2014, and Hyundai 2014, and the television series In the Treatment 2010. His highest grossing Hindi films release came with the comedy drama Hindi Medium 2017, which won him the Filmfare Award for Best Actor, and his final film appearance was in its actual sequel Angrezi Medium 2020. As of 2017, his films has grossed rupees 3.643 billion, 237 billion at the worldwide box office. In 2018, Khan was diagnosed with a neuroendocrine tumor. He died at the age of 53 on 29 April 2020 due to a pollen infection. Khan was described by Peter Bradshaw of The Guardian as a distinguished and charismatic star in Hindi and English language movies, whose hard-working career was an enormously valuable bridge between South Asia and Hollywood cinema. His last released movie was Angrezi Medium. Khan was born in Rajasthan into a Muslim family of Pathan, Pashtun ancestry. Khan's mother, Saida Begum Khan, was from Tonk, and his father, Yasin Ali Khan, was from the Khajuria village in Rajasthan's Tonk district, and they ran a chair business. He spent his childhood in Tonk and then Jaipur. Irrfan was good at cricket and was selected to play in the C.K. Naidu Trophy for Emerging Players in the Under-23 category, a tournament seen as a stepping stone to first-class cricket in India. However, he did not attend as he could not afford travel expenses. He showed interest in acting under the influence of his maternal uncle, who himself was a theatre artist in Jodhpur. In Jaipur, Khan was introduced to noted theatre artists and did several stage performances in the city. Khan completed his MA in Jaipur before joining the National School of Drama (NSD) in New Delhi in 1984 to study acting. In his early days in Mumbai, he took up a job as an air conditioner repairman and visited the home of his acting inspiration, Rajesh Khanna, in 1984. Later in an interview, Irrfan stated, "The kind of craze witnessed by Rajesh Khanna has not been duplicated by anyone. He was the biggest and the most real star Bollywood has produced. I would say stardom is that feeling of being possessed by your idol. You are so overwhelmed with euphoria you lose touch with reality." Beginnings and TV actor 1987 to 2001. Khan was offered a mirror role in Amira Nair's Salam Bombay soon after his graduation from NSD in 1987. His scenes did not make it to the final cut. He played Lennon in a teleplay on Doordarshan titled Lal Ghas Par Neele Ghode, based on a translation by Uday Prakash of Russian play by Mikhail Shatrov. He was then cast as a psycho killer, the main antagonist of the show. In the serial Dark, he also played the famous revolutionary Urdu poet and Marxist political activist of India, Makhdoom Mohiuddin in Kakashikan, produced by Ali Sardar Jafri. He acted in some of the episodes of Star Bestsellers aired on Star Plus. He also appeared in two episodes of the Sat India serial Bhanwar. He acted in numerous television serials throughout the 1990s, including Chanakya, Bharat, Ek Khoj, Sare Jahan Hamara. बनेगी अपनी बात चंद्रकांता श्रीकांत अनुगूंज on Doordarshan, Star Bestsellers, Star Plus, Sparsh, and the Great Maratha on DD National. He featured opposite Rupa Ganguly in Basu Chatterjee's critically acclaimed drama film Kamla Ki Maut 1989. In the 1990s, he appeared in the critically acclaimed films Ek Doctor Ki Maut 1990 and Such a Long Journey 1998, as well as various other films which went unnoticed. In 1998, he played Valmiki in Sanjay Khan's serial Jai Hanuman. He also did an episode named From Real to Real in horror television show Shis Koi Hai in 2001. Asif Kapadia cast him as the lead in The Warrior, a historical film completed in 11 weeks on location in Himachal Pradesh and Rajasthan in 2001. The Warrior opened at international film festivals between 2003 and 2004. He acted in Ashwin Kumar's short film Road to Ladakh. The film received rave reviews at international festivals. That same year, he played the title role in the critically acclaimed Makbul and adaptation of Shakespeare's Macbeth. His first Bollywood lead role came in 2005 with ROG. His performance was praised by critics. One word: Irrfan's eyes speak louder than his words, and every time he is in frame, be it talking to his buddy Manish or arguing with Shohil, he shows his capability as an actor. Thereafter, he appeared in several films, either playing the leading role or a supporting role as a villain. In 2004, he won the Filmfare Best Villain Award for his role in Hassel. He also played an antagonist in the Telugu film Senikukudu. In 2007, he appeared in the box office hits The Namasake and Life in a Metro. His chemistry with Konkana Sen was one of the highest highlights of the latter. It also won him the Filmfare Best Supporting Actor award. These roles were closely followed by his appearances in the international films A Mighty Heart and The Dazzling Limited. Despite his success in Bollywood, he continued to working on television. He anchored Mano Ya Na Mano, airing on Star One, and hosted Kya Kahe, international success 2008 to 2020. Khan played a police inspector in the 2008 film Slumdog Millionaire, for which he and the cast of the movie won Screen Actors Guild Award. for outstanding performance by a cast in a motion picture about him. Danny Boyle said he has an instinctive way of finding the moral center of a character so that in Slumdog we believe the policeman might actually conclude that Jamal is innocent. Boyle compared him to an athlete who can execute the same move perfectly over and over. It's beautiful to watch. In 2009, he featured in the film Acid Factory. He appeared as an FBI agent in New York 2009 and opposite Natalie Portman as a Gujarati diamond merchant in the Meera Nair directed segment of the 12-part feature New York, I Love You. In 2010, he worked on the third season of the HBO series In Treatment, enacting the part of Sunil, who is finding it difficult to come to terms with his wife death, and loneliness. After moving to the New York City borough of Brooklyn, Khan played Doctor Rajit Ratha in The Amazing Spider-Man in 2012. He played the adult version of P. by Moshter Patel in Ang Lee's film adaptations of Life of Pi, which became a critically and commercially success worldwide. His lead role in Pan Singh Tomar 2012 as the eponymous real-life athlete turned dacoit won him the National Film Award for Best Actor. In 2013, he starred in The Lunchbox, which won the Grand Rail d'Ors at Cannes Film Festival and received a BAFTA nomination and became his highest-grossing Hindi film to date. In 2014, Khan appeared in Vinde, which was a moderate box office success. He also made guest appearances in the films The Expose and Heather, playing an important role in the latter. In 2015, he played the lead role in the film Piku alongside Deepika Padukone and Amitabh Bachchan. Khan co-starred in the 2015 film Jurassic World. In the same year, he also appeared in the acclaimed thriller Talwar, in which his performance was praised. He appeared in Jazba in October 2015 alongside Aishwarya Rai, which was very well received by critics. He was next seen alongside Tom Hanks in the 2016 adaptation of Dan Brown's Robert Langdon thriller Inferno. That same year, he also starred in Madari, a 2016 Indian social thriller film directed by Nishikant Kamat. In 2017, Khan appeared in two films, Hindi medium, which was commercially and critically successful. Khan's portrayal as Raj Batra in Hindi medium earned him several accolades, one of which was the Filmfare Award for Best Actor. Hindi medium became a sleeper hit in India and China, becoming his highest grossing Hindi release, surpassing The Lunchbox. He also starred in No Bed of Roses 2017. As of 2017, his films had grossed rupees 237 billion, 3.643 billion US dollar at the worldwide box office. His next release was Kareeb Kareeb single opposite Parvati Trivathu, who was making her debut in Hindi cinema. The movie received praise for the story and the performances by the lead. In 2018, Khan appeared in Karwan with Dulquer Salman, Mithilia Palkar, and Kriti Kharbanda. He also appeared in Blackmail opposite Kriti Kulhari. The same year, Khan's final film appearance was in Angrezi medium, directed by Homi Ajania, which was released on 13 March 2020. In September 2015, he was appointed the brand ambassador for Resurgent Rajasthan, a campaign by the state government of Rajasthan. He lent his voice to the Light and Sound show at the War Memorial for the Indian Army at Vidhan Sabha Road, Jaipur. The show portrayed the valor and courage of Rajasthani soldiers and their historic and modern triumphs in battle. On 23 February 1995, Khan married writer and fellow NSD graduate Sutapa Sikdar. It was a love marriage. They have two sons, Bubbly and Ayan. In 2012, he changed the spelling of his first name from Irfan to Irfan. He said he liked the sound of the extra R in his name. He later dropped Khan from his name because, according to a 2016 interview, he wanted his work and not his lineage to define him. Illness and death. In March 2018, Khan revealed via a tweet that he had been diagnosed with a neuroendocrine tumor. He sought treatment in the UK for a year and returned to India in February 2019. He was admitted to Mumbai's Kokilaben Dhirubhai Ambani Hospital on 28 April 2020, where he started receiving treatment for a colon infection. Khan died the following day at 3:35 p.m. IST from the infection. His mother, Saida Begum, aged 93, had died just 4 days prior in Jaipur. Film personalities and literary figures around the globe paid tribute upon the news of his death. Khan was buried at the Versova Qabristan in Mumbai, and his last rites was performed by his sons. Hindi Medium is a 2017 Indian Hindi language comedy drama film. Written and directed by Saket Chaudhary, it was produced by Dinesh Vijan and Bhushan Kumar under the respective banners of Maddock Films and T-Series. The film features Irfan Khan and Sabah Kumar in the lead roles, with Deepak Dobriyal and Dishita Sehgal in supporting roles. Set in Delhi, the plot centers on a couple's struggle to get their daughter admitted to a prestigious English medium school in order to rise in society. The idea for the film was created by Chaudhary and his co-writer Jinnat Lakhani during the development of his previous film Shaadi Ke Side Effects 2014. The film was shot in Chandni Chowk, Anand Block, Karol Bagh, and Sangam Vihar. The film soundtrack album was composed by the duo Sachin Jigar with lyrics by Priya Saria and Kumar. The score was composed by Amar Mohil Lakshman Utekar. Lakshman Utekar was the cinematographer, and Srikar Prasad edited the film. Made on a production budget of 14 crore, Hindi medium released on 19 May 2017 and received a generally positive reception from the critics, with particular praise for Khan's and Kumar's performances. The film grossed 322.4 crore, 45 million US dollar at the worldwide box office, mostly from China, making it the 28th highest grossing Indian film at the time. At the 63rd Filmfare Awards, it won Best Film and Best Actor for Khan. Due to the success of the film, a spiritual successor, Angrezi Medium, went into development and was released theatrically on 13 March 2020. Raz Batra Irfan Khan is a boutique owner who lives in Chandni Chowk with his wife Meeta Sabha Kumar and 5-year-old daughter Pia Dishiti Sehgal. The couple wants Pia to be admitted to a prestigious English medium school in Delhi, as they feel that this will enable her to become a part of the elite of society. They decide on Delhi Grammar School, ranked the best in the city, but it requires that students must stay within a 3-kilometer radius of the school. They move to a posh villa in Delhi's upscale Vasant Vihar neighborhood and try to become more refined in the manner. A consultant Shikha Tilotama Sham, despite her misgivings about them, tutors them in the answers to be given in the admission interview, but their limited knowledge of English means Pia's application is rejected. Raz and Mita learn from an employee that his daughter has been admitted through the Right to Education RTE quota, a scheme that helps children from poor families to be admitted to prestigious schools. After a scam reveals that rich parents are gaming the quota to admit their children, they move to Bharatnagar, a slum area, for a month and pretend to be poor. They strike a friendship with Shyam, Deepak Dobriyal, and Tulsi Swati Das, who are hopeful that their son Mohan Angashuman Nandi gets to study in Delhi Grammar School through the RTE quota. Shyam and Tulsi teach them to live like truly poor people, and Raj joins Shyam at work. However, while Pia eventually gets admission, Mohan's application is rejected. The Batras return to Vasant Vihar. Raz and Mita make a donation to the Bharatnagar Government School, where Mohan studies to re-innovate it and get new books. After watching their son become fluent in English, Sham and Tulsi search for the identity of the anonymous donor to thank them. However, when he visits the donor's address in Vasant Vihar, Sham finds out the truth about Raz pretending to be poor to enable Pia's admission and leaves to tell Delhi Grammar School's principal Amrita Singh of Raj's deceit. Raj and Mita rush to Delhi Grammar School to get there before Sham. Raj asks for Pia's admission to be revoked and tells the truth, but the principal dismisses him. Raj get crashes the annual day function, gives a speech about English and Hindi and education rights, and leaves on their way out. The Batras tell the principal of the Bharatnagar government school that they plan to admit Pia to his school to study with Mohan. Credits adapted from Bollywood Hangama. Irfan Khan as Raj Batra, Delzad Hiwale as young Raj, Sabha Kumar as Mita Batra, Sanjana Sanghi as young Mita, Kiran Khose as Sushila, Dishita Sehgal as Priya Batra, Amrita Singh as Principal Lodha, Deepak Dobriyal as Shyam Prakash, Neelu Kohli as Mita's mother, Rajiv Gupta as Master Zira's father, Sumit Gulati as Chotu, Malika Dua as Dolly, Kulbir Kaur as Dolly's mother, Charu Shankar as Maya, Tilotama Sham as consultant, Rajesh Sharma as MLA, Karan Bajaj, a stout anchor Jain as news reader, Swati Das, Tulsi Neha Dupia's Aarti special appearances. Production made on a production budget of 14 crore. Hindi medium was produced by Vizan of Madok Films and Bhushan Kumar of T-Series. The film was directed by Chaudhary, his third after romantic comedy films Pyar Ke Side Effects 2006 and Shaadi Ke Side Effects. He came up with the idea of making a film about India's education system with his co-writer Jinnat Lakhani during the development of the latter film. They found the idea too extensive to include in Shadi Ke Side Effects, so after its release, they decided to incorporate the idea into a separate film. Stating the reason to make Hindi medium, Chaudhary said the subject is so relevant. We realize that today, irrespective of the background of the parent, they still want to have the best education for the children. Pre-production for began after the release of Sadiq's Side Effects. Chaudhary began working on the story at that time and he chose Delhi as the film's key location. The production crew consisted primarily of people Chaudhary had worked with on Pyar Ke Side Effects and Shadi Ke Side Effects with the exception of production designer Mustafa Satashanwala, they are editor Aswikar Prasad, dialogue writer Amatish Nagpal, and cinematographer Lakshman Utekar. The score was composed by Amar Mohali. On 29 May 2016, News 18 reported the casting of Sabha Kumar in the film, which marked her Bollywood debut. Khan had recommended the casting of Kumar to the makers of the film. He said, "When I saw her YouTube videos, I recommended her to the director and producer, and they really liked her." Speaking about her role, Kumar said, "I play a person who didn't get an opportunity to fulfill her dreams, so she comes up with a scheme about giving the daughter a life that she didn't have." Khan commented that he had accepted the role as it tackled the realistic subject of the challenges of obtaining a good education in India. Kumar arrived in Mumbai from Pakistan in July 2016, and the film's principal photography began in the same month. The film was shot in Chandni Chowk, Anandalok, Karol Bagh, and Sangam Vihar. The shooting was completed in October 2016. The song sequence was also filmed in Georgia. Kumar commented that she enjoyed working with Khan and felt safe while shooting in Delhi. In the same interview with Pakistani newspaper Down, she commented that her experience wasn't affected by the nationalist far-right political party Maharashtra Navaran Sena's hostility towards Pakistan at the time. The soundtrack consists of four compositions, two original, Hoor and Ek Jindari, and two recreated, Soot Soot and Oh Ho Ho. Sachin Jigar has composed the original songs. Soot Soot, the first song, is written and sung by Guru Randhawa and Arjun and composed by Randhawa and Rajat Nagpal. The second track, Hoor, was composed by Sachin Jigar and sung by Atif Aslam with lyrics by Priya Saria. The track Oh Ho Ho was composed by Sukhbir and Abhijit Waghani, sung by Sukhbir, rapped by Ikka Singh and written by Kumar. The fourth, Ek Jindari, was written by Kumar and composed by Sachin Jigar. It was sung by Tanishka Sangvi. The album's rights of the film were acquired by T-Series and it was released on 21 April 2017. Joginder Tuteja of Bollywood Hungama rated the album a 3 out of 5 stars. He said that the music of Hindi medium turns out to be better than expected and praised the inclusion of recreations of Soot Soot and Oh Ho 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 as they were previously popular Punjabi songs. V. Lakshmi of the Times of India, in a positive review of the album, said that by the time the albums and the listeners are left humming the tunes. Shivan Shukrana of the Indian Express highlighted the song Hood as the best song on the album. The film was released worldwide on 19 May 2017. Hindi medium was declared tax-free in Gujarat, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh and Delhi. In February 2018, following the success of Dangal 2016 and Secret Superstar 2017 in China, it was announced that Hindi medium was to be released in China. Hindi medium released in China on 4 April 2018 or coincide with the Queening Festival. The film's Chinese title is Xiao Pao Xian, which means the stating line. The makers of the Bengali film Ramadhanu 2014, directed by the duo Nandita Roy and Shimboraj Mukherjee, had launched a copyright case against Hindi medium, claiming that the storyline was similar to their film. In response to his, Chaudhary said, "We have researched our script over a year and it is based on original material. I would request everyone involved to not rush to a judgment without escalating the facts, and the facts can easily be confirmed by watching in the medium on May 12." Roy and Mukherjee later withdrew their case. Hindi medium received a generally positive reception from critics, with particular praise for Khan's and Kumar's performances. Rohit Bhatnagar of Deccan Chronicle called the film a masterpiece and praised Khan's and Kumar's acting. Rachit Gupta of Filmfare rated the film 4.5 out of 5 stars and said that it was a refreshingly funny and brilliantly insightful film on parenting and education. Madhureta Mukherjee of the Times of India highlighted the script and the comedic elements of the film as its strengths. Rohit Watts of Hindustan Times, giving 3.5 stars out of 5 stars, commented that Khan asks the viewers to take a stand against faulty Indian education system. Samruddhi Ghosh of India Today gave 3 out of 5 stars, praising Khan's and Kumar's performance. Said Hindi medium may use over dramatized events to make its message hit home, but in spite of its hiccups, the film is not bogged down because of the performances and the humor. Smriti Sharma of India.com rated the film 2.5 out of 5 stars and wrote, "Decent story, humor, a few heart-tugging moments, and effortless performances by Irfan Khan, Sabha Kumar, and Deepak Dobriyal make the movie watchable." Shubhra Gupta of the Indian Express, giving 2 out of 5 stars, praised Khan's acting, however, felt that the writing was flat and that some of the supporting characters were more caricature than real. The medium received a generally positive reception from critics outside of India. A reviewer of For Time gave it 4 out of 5 stars with all its merits, though the film stumbles near the end with its overly sentimental conclusion. The reviewer concluded that the film is one of the best Bollywood films. James Marsh of South China Morning Post rated it 3.5 stars out of 5 stars, calling it a classical comedy of manners full of humor and playful performances. Sadaf Siddiqui of Down observed, "Chaudhary gets full marks for novelty. He fails to adequately flesh his ideas out." The film emerged as a sleeper hit at the box office. Its worldwide gross was 108.55 crore, 50 million US dollar by July 2017. Within 3 days of its April 2018 release in China, in the medium crossed 100 crore, 14 million US dollar at the Chinese box office, crossing the 200 crore, 28 million US dollar mark worldwide, becoming Khan's highest grossing Hindi film, surpassing his 2013 release, The Lunchbox. By 16 April 2018, Hindi medium had crossed the 300 club, 42 million US dollar mark worldwide, becoming one of the top 20 highest grossing Indian films at the time. Hindi medium collected 2.81 crore, 3,90,000 US dollar on its opening day. It released on the same day as the much bigger budget film Half Girlfriend 2017, which earned 10.27 crore, 1.4 million on the first day. Gradually, the film turned to be more successful than the former. After 1 week, the film grossed 25.21 crore, 3.5 million US dollar at the box office. The film grossed 96.65 crore, 14 million US dollar during its lifetime run in Indian theaters. It was one of 2017's top 10 most commercially successful Hindi films in India. The film grossed 14.25 crore, 2.0 million US dollar overseas in 2017 following its April 2018 release in China. The film crossed 200 crore, 28 million US dollar overseas, becoming the seventh Indian film to cross the 13 million US dollar mark at the overseas box office. It also surpassed the overseas gross of 2018's highest grossing Indian film Padmavat. On its opening day in China on 4 April 2018, the film grossed 22.5 crore, 3.1 million US dollar. Hindi medium surpassed Dangal 2016 and Bajrangi Bhaijaan 2015 to have the second highest opening day for an Indian film in China, behind only Secret Superstar 2018. The film's opening 3-day gross was 102.18 crore, 14 million US dollar. The film's success is attributed to strong word of mouth, helped by a 9.1 rating at the Chinese ticketing website Mayon, as well as Khan's recognition among Chinese audiences from international films such as Jurassic World, The Amazing Spider-Man, and Life of Pi. The film grossed 223 crore, 31 million US dollar during its lifetime run at the Chinese box office. This made it the fourth highest grossing Indian film in China, after Dangal, Secret Superstar, and Bajrangi Bhaijaan, until it was surpassed by the 2019 release of Andhadhun 2018 in China. At the 63rd Filmfare Awards, the film garnered six nominations, winning for Best Filmfare and Best Actor for Khan. Chaudhary won Best Director and Khan won for Best Actor at the 19th IIFA Awards. It received six nominations at the G Sign Awards. After the success of Hindi medium, a sequel to the film was planned. Regarding the success of the film, producer Vizan told Midday, "The response we have got is phenomenal. The entire unit of Hindi medium, including Irrfan and Saba, who look cool as a couple on screen, should be repeated in a film. There is definitely scope for a sequel. We would certainly explore it." On 21st January 2018, Vizan confirmed the sequel to Times Now. He said, "We have just finished typing the second part, with just finishing touches are being put. However, I think you will have to wait for an official announcement for that," on which 30 March 2019 it was announced that Kareena Kapoor has been added to the cast of the sequel to play the role of a police officer, and filming will start from April. On 5 April, the sequel's title was announced as Angrezi medium, and filming began in Udaipur. This was completed in July. On 17 February 2020, the film's release date was changed to 13 March 2020, the earlier release date of 20 March. Kareena Kapoor, born 21st September 1980, is an Indian actress who appears in Hindi films. She is the daughter of actors Ranbir Kapoor and Babita, and the younger sister of actress Karishma Kapoor. Noted for playing a variety of characters in a range of film genres, from romantic comedies to crime dramas. Kapoor is the recipient of several awards, including six Filmfare Awards, and is one of Bollywood's most popular and highest paid actresses. After making her acting debut in the 2004 film Refugee, Kapoor established herself with roles in the historical drama Asoka and the melodrama Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum, both 2001. This initial success was followed by a series of commercial failures and repetitive roles, which garnered her negative reviews. The year 2004 marked her negative reviews. The year 2004 marked a turning point for Kapoor when she played against type in the role of sex worker in the drama Chameli. She subsequently earned critical recognition for her portrayal of a riot victim in the 2004 drama Death and a character based on William Shakespeare's heroine Desdemona in the 2006 crime film Omkara. Further praise came for her performance in the romantic comedy Jab We Met 2007, the thrillers Qurban 2009, and Talaaq. The answer lies within 2012 and the dramas We Are Family 2010, Heroine 2012, and Udta Punjab 2016. Her highest grossing releases include the dramas Three Idiots 2009 and Bajrangi Bhaijaan 2015, the action films Bodyguard 2011 and Singham Returns 2014, and the comedy Good News 2019. Married to actor Saif Ali Khan, with whom she has a son, Kapoor's off-screen life is the subject of widespread coverage in India. She has a reputation for being outspoken and assertive and is recognized for her contributions to the film industry through her fashion style and film roles. In addition to film acting, Kapoor participates in stage shows, hosts a radio show, and has contributed as a co-writer to three books, an autobiographical memoir, and two nutrition guides. She has started her own line of clothing and cosmetics for women and has worked with UNICEF since 2014 to advocate for the education of girls and an increase in quality based education in India. Born on 21st September 1980 in Bombay, now Mumbai, Kapoor, often informally referred to as Bebo, is the younger daughter of Ranbir Kapoor and Babita. Her elder sister Karisma is also an actress. She is the paternal granddaughter of actor and filmmaker Raj Kapoor, maternal granddaughter of actor Hari Shivadasani, and niece of actor Rishi Kapoor. According to Kapoor, the name Kareena was derived from the book Anna Kareena, which her mother read while she was pregnant with her. Born on 21 September 1980 in Bombay, now Mumbai, Kapoor, often informally referred to as Bebo, is the younger daughter of Ranbir Kapoor and Babita. Her elder sister Karishma is also an actress. She is the paternal granddaughter of actor and filmmaker Raj Kapoor, maternal granddaughter of actor Hari Shivadasani, and niece of actor Rishi Kapoor. According to Kapoor, the name Kareena was derived from the book Anna Kareena, which her mother read while she was pregnant with her. She is of Punjabi descent on her father's side, and on her mother's side, she is of Sindhi and British descent. Describing herself as a very naughty and spoiled child. Kapoor's exposure to films from a young age kindled her interest in acting. She was particularly inspired by the work of actresses Nargis and Meena Kumari. Despite her family background, her father disapproved of women entering films because he believed it conflicted with the traditional maternal duties and responsibility of women in the family. This led to a conflict between her parents and they separated. She was then raised by her mother, who worked several jobs to support her daughters until Karishma debuted as an actress in 1991. After living separately for several years, her parents reconciled in October 2007. Kapoor remarked, "My father is also an important factor in my life. Although we did not see him often in our initial years, we are a family now." Kapoor attended Jamnabai Nursery School in Mumbai, followed by Walham Girls' School in Dehradun. She attended the institution primarily to satisfy her mother through her admitted to liking the experience. According to Kapoor, she wasn't inclined towards academics, though received good grades in all her classes except mathematics. Upon graduating from Welham, she returned to Mumbai and studied commerce for 2 years at Mithabai College. Kapoor then registered for a 3-month summer course in microcomputers at Harvard Summer School in the United States. She later developed an interest in law and enrolled at the Government Law College, Mumbai. During this period, she developed a long lasting passion for reading. However, after completing her first year, she decided to pursue her interest in acting, though she later regretted not having completed her education. She began training at an acting institute in Mumbai, mentored by Kishore Namit Kapoor, a member of the Film and Television Institute of India (FTII). Career beginnings, breakthrough and setback 2000 to 2003. While training at the institute, Kapoor was cast as the lead in Rakesh Roshan's Kaho Na Pyar Hai 2000 opposite his son Hrithik Roshan. Several days into the filming, however, she abandoned the project. Kapoor later explained that she had benefited by not doing the film since more prominence was given to the director's son. She debuted later that year alongside Abhishek Bachchan in J.P. Datta's war drama Refugee, set during the Indo-Pakistani War of 1971. Kapoor was introduced as Naz, a Bangladeshi girl with whom Bachchan's character falls in love. Datta cast her for the combination of youthfulness and innocence he found in her, and Kapoor considered their collaboration to be an part an important learning experience that helped her professionally. Personally, writing for the entertainment portal Bollywood Hungama, critic Taran Others described Kapoor as a natural performer and noted the ease with which she emotes the most difficult of scenes. And India Today reported that she belonged to a new breed of Hindi film actors that breaks away from characters' stereotypes. Refugee was a moderate box office success in India, and Kapoor's performance earned her the Filmfare Award for Best Female Debut. For her second release, Kapoor was paired opposite Tushar Kapoor in Satish Kaushik's box office hit मुझे कुछ कहना है 2001. A review in The Hindu noted that based on her first two films, she was definitely the actress to watch out for. She next starred alongside Jackie Shroff and Hrithik Roshan in Subhas Ghai's flop Yadein, followed by Abbas Mustan's moderately successful thriller Ajnabi, co-starring Akshay Kumar, Bobby Deol, and Vipasa Basu. Later that year, she appeared in Santosh Sivan's period epic Ashoka, a partly fictionalized account of the life of the Indian emperor of the same name. Featured opposite Shah Rukh Khan, Kapoor found herself challenged, playing the complex personality of her character, Kurvaki, a Klingon princess with whom Ashoka falls in love. Ahsoka was screened at the Venice and 2001 Toronto International Film Festival and received generally positive reviews. Internationally, but failed to do well in India, which was attributed by critics to the way Ashoka was portrayed. Jeff Weiss of the Desert News described Kapoor as riveting and commended her screen presence. Rediff.com, however, was more critical, concluding that her presence in the film was primarily used for aesthetic purposes. At the 47th Filmfare Awards, Ahsoka was nominated for 5 awards, including a Best Actress nomination for Kapoor. A key point in Kapoor's career came when she was cast by Karan Johar as Pooja, a good-natured, superficial girl in the 2001 melodrama Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum. Alongside an ensemble cast, she found little resemblance between herself and her over-the-top character and modeled Poo's personality on that of Joker. Filming the big-budget production was a new experience for Kapoor, and she recalls it fondly. It was great fun doing the film, and we had a blast. Working with the unit and the six megastar set was dream come true. Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum was an immensely popular release, finishing as India's second highest grossing film of the year and Kapoor's highest grossing film to that point. It also became one of the biggest Bollywood successes of all time in the overseas market, earning over rupees 1 billion, 14 million US dollars worldwide. Taran others described Kapoor as one of the main highlights of the film, and she received her second Filmfare nomination for the role. Her first for Best Supporting Actress, as well as nomination at the International Indian Academy (IIFA) and Screen Awards. Box Office India reported that the success of Mujhe Kuch Kehna Hai and Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum established Kapoor as a leading actress of Hindi cinema, and Rediff.com published that with Ashoka she had become the highest paid Indian actress to that point, earning 15,210,000 US dollars per film. During 2002 and 2003, Kapoor continued to work in a number of projects but experienced a setback. All six films in which she starred, मुझसे दोस्ती करोगी, जीना सिर्फ मेरे लिए, तलाश, The Hunt Begins, खुशी, मैं प्रेम की दीवानी हूँ, and the four-hour war epic LOC Kargil were critically and commercially unsuccessful. Critics described her performances in these films as variations of the same character she played in Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum and expressed concern that she was becoming typecast. She later spoke positively of this period, recalling it as a beneficial lesson which taught her to work harder and change things, and has confused to accepting these roles for financial gain rather than artistic merit. By 2004, Kapoor was keen on broadening her range as an actress and thus decided to portray more challenging roles in addition to the archetypical glamorous lead. Under the direction of Sudhir Mishra, Kapoor played the role of golden-hearted prostitute in Chameli, a film relating the story of a young prostitute who meets with a widowed investment banker played by Rahul Bose. When Kapoor was first offered the part, she passed on it, explaining that she would be uncomfortable in the role. She relented when Mishra approached her for the second time, and in preparation for the role visited several
of Mumbai's red light districts at night to study the mannerisms of sex workers and the way they dressed. With a production budget of rupees 20 million, 280,000 US dollars, the independent film marked a departure from the high profile production Kapoor previously starred in, and she described the part as an attempt to shed her glossy image and satisfy my creativity. Indian Times praised her initiative brilliance and stated that she had exceeded all expectations. Reddit.com, however, found her portrayal unconvincing and excessively stereotypical, describing her as sounding more like a teenager play acting than a brash hardened street walker, and comparing her mannerism to a caricature Chameli marked a significant turning point in Kapoor's career, and she received a special jury recognition at the 49th Filmfare Awards. Kapoor next co-starred in Mani Ratnam's Yuva, a composite film with an ensemble cast about three youngsters from different strata of society whose lives intersect by a car accident. She featured as Vivek Oberoi's romantic interest, Miwa, a witty young woman. She has said that despite not having much of a role, she agreed to the project due to her desire to work with Ratnam. Film critic Subhas K. Jha from the Times of India concurred that her role was insubstantial, but further stated that Kapoor uses her character traits to her advantage to create a girl who is at once enigmatic and all there. She then appeared alongside Amitabh Bachchan and Fardeen Khan in Govind Nihalani's critically acclaimed film Dev, which revolved around the 2002 Hindu-Muslim riots in the Indian state of Gujarat. Kapoor starred as a Muslim victim named Alia and sang a song for the film's soundtrack Jab Nahi Aaye The. Nilani was initially hesitant to cast a mainstream commercial actress, but was impressed by the intelligence and sensitivity Kapoor displayed at her age. She was keen to work with him as his films Ardhasatya (1983) and Tamas (1988) gave her a deeper appreciation for cinema and identified with her character's ability to be strong, simple, and docile. It earned her a Filmfare Critics Award for Best Actress and nomination for Best Actress at various award ceremonies. Taran others described her as first-rate and in particular noted her scene with Bachchan's character. Shortly afterwards, Kapoor was cast for the first time as a villain in Fida, a thriller about an online heist. Although the film was unsuccessful at the box office, Kapoor received positive reviews for her performance, and some critics noted a disconnect. Progression from her earlier roles. That same year she starred in Abbas Mustan's thriller "Atraaz" and Priyadarshan's comedy "Hulchul". "Atraaz" follows the story of a man, played by Akshay Kumar, accused of sexual harassment by his female superior played by Priyanka Chopra. Kapoor stated that she was offered Chopra's part but decided to play Kumar's wife, knowing that Indian women would better identify with her character. The film was a moderate success, and Jitesh Pillai of the Times of India found Kapoor to have a small role, but noted that she shines through brightly, earning her big moment in the courtroom sequence. Meanwhile, Halchal became Kapoor's first commercial success in 3 years. Kapoor followed her success in Halchal by starring as the protagonist of the 2005 drama Bewafa. The feature received mostly negative reviews, and Nikhat Kazmi of India Times believed that to become a serious actress, Kapoor was embodying a mature, mortgaged character beyond her years. In Bewafa, her final two releases of the year include the romantic dramas Kyonki and Dosti Friends Forever, both of which underperformed at the box office. In her next two releases, the thriller 36 Chinatown and the comedy Chup Chup Ke, both 2006, she starred opposite Shahid Kapoor. Chinatown was a commercial success and Chup Chup Ke performed moderately well. The filmmaker Vishal Bhardwaj saw Kapoor in Yuva and was sufficiently impressed to cast her in his next project, Omkara, an adaptation of William Shakespeare's tragedy Othello set against the backdrop of the political system in Uttar Pradesh. Kapoor featured as Desdemona and was challenged on portraying the character's inner turmoil, which she believed was much more subtle and subdued. She subsequently attended several script reading sessions with the entire cast and described the project as truly special and one of the best roles an actor could ask for. Omkara premiered at the 2006 Cannes Film Festival and was screened at the Cadio International Film Festival. It was received positively by critics, and Kapoor's portrayal earned her a fourth Filmfare Award and first Screen Award. In a 2010 retrospective of the top 80 iconic performances of Hindi cinema, Filmfare wrote that she was brilliant and praised her ability to effortlessly convey the various emotions her character went through. Kapoor considered her role in Omkara as a new benchmark in her career and compared her portrayal of Dolly with her own evolving maturity as a woman. Later that year, she appeared briefly in one of the year's biggest hits, the Farhan Akhtar action thriller Dawn, a remake of the 1978 film of the same name. Kapoor next teamed with Shahid Kapoor for the fourth time in the romantic comedy Jab We Met (2007), in which she portrayed Geet Dillon, a vivacious Sikh girl with a zest for life. Director Imtiaz Ali was not a well-known figure before its production, with only one feature credit to his name, but Kapoor agreed to the film after being impressed with the mind-blowing script. The critic Rajiv Masand labeled her the film's biggest strength as she brings alive her character with not just those smart lines, but with the kind of candor actors seldom invest in their work. Kapoor won several awards for the performance, including her second Screen Award and the Filmfare Award for Best Actress. While shooting for Jab We Meet, Kapoor and Shahid ended their 4-year relationship. When asked by Mumbai Mirror, she stated, "I hold him in utmost regard and I hope one day we could be good friends. He is a great guy." The following year, Kapoor co-starred in Vijay Krishna Acharya's action thriller Darshan, where she met her future husband in actor Saif Ali Khan, although a poll conducted by Bollywood Hungama named it the most anticipated release of the year. The film underperformed at the box office. After providing her voice for the character of Layla, the love interest of a street dog named Romeo in the Yash Raj films, and Walt Disney Pictures animated film Roadside Romeo. Kapoor played a mischievous wife who believed her husband was unfaithful in Rohit Shetty's comedy Golmaal Returns, a sequel to the 2006 film Golmaal Fun Unlimited. The film had an ambivalent reception from critics and Kapoor received mixed reviews. The Indian Express believed the screenplay was derivative, concluding, "There is nothing particularly new about suspicious wife keeping tabs on her husband, and there is nothing particularly new in way Kareena's play is it. Golmaal Returns was a financial success with global revenues of 793 million, 11 million US dollar. In 2009, Kapoor was cast as Samrita Rai, a surgeon who moonlights as a model. In Sabir Khan's Battle of the Sexes comedy Come Bakht Ishq opposite Akshay Kumar, set in Los Angeles, it was the first Indian film to be shot at Universal Studios and features cameo appearances by Hollywood actors. The film was poorly received by critics but became an economic success, earning over 840 million, 12 million US dollar worldwide. A review in Times of India described Kapoor's performance as a complete letdown and unconvincing. The box office flop "Ma or Mrs. Khanna" came next, following which she played the leading lady in the dramatic thriller Kurban alongside Saif Ali Khan and Vivek Oberoi. The film, which marked the directorial debut of Ranjit De Slaiba, featured Kapoor as Avantika Ahuja, a woman who is confined to house arrest after discovering that her husband is a terrorist. Describing the film as emotionally draining experience, Kapoor explained that it was difficult to disconnect from her character. The film was critically praised, and Kapoor received her fourth Filmfare Best Actress nomination. Gaurav Malani of the Economic Times commented that after a long time the actress was given a role of substance that brings her performing potential to the fore, while Subhas K. Jha described it as the most consistently paced performance to date, played with splendid sensitivity and credibility. Kapoor's second Filmfare nomination that year came for Rajkumar Hirani's National Film Award, winning Three Idiots, a film loosely based on the novel Fly Point Someone by Chetan Bhagat. Co-starring alongside Amir Khan, R. Madhavan, and Sharman Joshi, Kapoor played Pia, a medical student, and Khan's love interest. Several actresses were considered for the role, though Kapoor was eventually cast under the recommendation of Khan. The film received critical acclaim and emerged as the highest-grossing Bollywood film of all time up until then, grossing 2.3 billion rupees, 28 million US dollar in India. It also did well internationally, earning over rupees 1.8 billion, 15 million US dollar, the second biggest Bollywood success ever in the overseas market. The Deccan Herald opined that Kapoor brings a dollop of sunshine and feminine grace to an otherwise masculine tale. She is so spunky and spontaneous, she wished there was room for more of her, so Idiots received several Best Movies recognitions at major Indian award functions. And Kapoor was awarded the IFF Award for Best Actresses among others. In 2010, Kapoor appeared in the romantic comedy Malinga Malinga production delayed since 2005. The feature garnered negative reviews and poor box office returns. Kapoor's role small and not well received. She next starred alongside Kajal and Arjun Rampal in We Are Family, an official adaptations of the Hollywood tearjerker Stepmom 1998 from the director Siddharth Malhotra. Kapoor played the role of the career-oriented Shreya Arora, a character originally played by Julia Roberts, and refrained from watching the film again so she could bring her own interpretation to it. Priyanka Roy of The Telegraph criticized the film for being superficial and unsuccessful, unnecessarily melodramatic, but praised Kapoor for breadth, life, and a newfound maturity into what is largely a unidimensional character. We Are Family emerged a moderate success, and Kapoor was awarded the Best Supporting Actresses at the 56th Filmfare Awards. At the end of the year, she reunited with director Rohit Shetty for Golmaal 3, a sequel to Golmaal Returns. Like its predecessor, the film received mixed reviews, though emerged as the most successful entire in the Golmaal series, earning more than 1,014 million US dollar domestically. For the portrayal of the tomboy Dabo, Kapoor received Best Actor nominations at various award ceremonies, including Filmfare. Kapoor had further success in 2011 as a love interest of Salman Khan's character in the romantic drama Bodyguard, a remake of the 2010 Malayalam film of the same name. The film was not well received by critics, though became a financial success. With a domestic total of 1.4 billion, 20 million US dollar, India's highest earning film of the year, a review in Mint dismissed Kapoor, Kapoor's role as the sacrificial, ornamental, and submissive female midday referred to her to as by arguing that she actually manages to bring her caricature of a role alive. She next appeared in Abhinav Sinha's science fiction film Ravan with Shah Rukh Khan and Arjun Rampal, made on budget of 1.5 billion, 21 million US dollar. India's most expensive film at the time, the film follows the story of London-based video game designer creating a villainous character who escapes into the real world despite negative media coverage of the film's box office performance. Ravan became one of the biggest earners of the year with worldwide total over 2.4 billion, 34 million US dollar, and Kapoor's fourth major commercial success in 3 consecutive years. Marvel's continued success and motherhood 2012 to 17, Kapoor followed her success in Bodyguard and Ravan with a role in Shah Rukh's Patwa's directorial debut Ek Main Aur Ek Tu 2012. Opposite Imran Khan, set in Las Vegas, the romantic comedy follows the story of two strangers who get married one night after getting drunk. She played Rihanna Braganja, a curvy young woman, and was particularly drawn to the qualities of her character. Rihanna knows what she is doing, even though she does not have a house or a job. She is a positive person, very similar to the way I am. The film received positive reviews and was an economic success, raising a total of rupees 530 million, 7.4 million US dollar in India and abroad. The Hollywood Reporter found her endearingly natural. Sukanya Verma of Rediff.com asserted that after doing ornamental roles in films like Bodyguard and Ravan, it is nice to see the spunky actress in her element again. Since Jab We Met, she next appeared in Agent Vinod, an spongy thriller directed by Sriram Raghavan. Kapoor was enthusiastic about the project, but it met with the tepid response, and she was described as miscast. When asked why she had taken the role, Kapoor described it as an opportunity to attempt something she had never done before. For her next feature, Kapoor was cast as fading movie star in Madhur Bhandarkar's Heroine, a drama revolving around the Bollywood film industry. She was initially skeptical about taking on the part as she felt that her character's personality was far removed from her own and worried about how people would perceive her after her replacement Aishwarya Rai Bachchan left the film due to her pregnancy. Kapoor was reapproached for the film and she agreed after Bhandarkar enforced his faith in her. Although not a method actor, Kapoor believed that the intense role had left her on edge in her personal life and refrained from taking on any other projects. Reviewers found the film to be drably monotonous but noted that it was watchable primarily due to Kapoor's performance. Rajiv Masand described it as deliciously camp performance, played with utmost sincerity. Bollywood Hangama opined that it was her best work to date and concluded that thought the character is innocent. Kareena furnishes the heroine's character with a rare vulnerability and an exceptional inner life. At the annual Stardust Awards, Kapoor garnered the editor's choice for Best Actress and received additional nominations. At Filmfare IFA Producers Guild Screen and Stardust on 16 October 2012, Kapoor married actor Saif Ali Khan in a private ceremony in Bandra, Mumbai, and she gave birth to their son, Taimur, in 2016. Kapoor stated that despite adding Khan to her name, she would continue practicing Hinduism after marriage. Reema Kagti's psychological thriller "Talash", The Answer Lies Within, in which she played the tantalizingly seductive prostitute Rosie, was Kapoor's final release of 2012. Co-starring alongside Amir Khan and Rani Mukherjee, the film is set against the backdrop of Mumbai's red light districts and follows the travels of a police officer. Khan was assigned the duty of solving a mysterious car accident. Pratim D. Gupta of The Telegraph found Kapoor to be a standout among the ensemble, adding that she brings an unseen mix of oomph and emotion that becomes the film's centerpiece. With global revenues of 1.74 billion, 24 million US dollar, the film emerged as the box office hit and earned Kapoor Best Actress nomination at the Screen, Stardust, and G Sign Awards ceremonies. 2013, Kapoor collaborated with Ajay Devgan for the fourth time alongside Amitabh Bachchan, Arjun Rampal, Manoj Bajpayee, and Amrita Rao. Prakash Jha's Satyagraha, an ensemble socio-political drama loosely inspired by social activities. Anna Hazare's fight against corruption in 2011. The film received little praise from critics and underperformed at the box office, earning 675 million, 9.5 million US dollars domestically. A review in the Daily News and Analysis noted that Kapoor's role as reporter Yasin Ahmad was limited to mouthing a few important dialogues and being present in crucial sentences like any leading lady. Following an appearance in the poorly received romantic comedy Oye Tere Pyar Mein 2013, Kapoor decreased her workload for the next 2 years to focus on her marriage and family. She took on smaller parts where she played the love interest of Ajay Devgan in the action film Singham Returns 2014 and Salman Khan in the drama Bajrangi Bhaijaan 2015. Singham Returns served as a sequel to the 2011 film Singham and Kapoor's roles was written specifically for her by Rohit Shetty. The third time the pair collaborated, the reviews for the film were generally mixed, with Kapoor being criticized for taking a role of minimal importance, but the film was financially success with a revenue over 1.4 billion, 20 million US dollar. Kabir Khan Bajrangi Bhaijaan emerged as India's highest earning film of the year, grossing a total of 3.20 billion 45 million US dollar and earned the National Film Award for Best Popular Film, providing wholesome entertainment at the 63rd National Film Awards. In 2016, Kapoor took on a starring role opposite Arjun Kapoor in Ki and Ka, a romantic comedy about gender stereotypes. From the writer-director R. Balki, she was cast as the ambitious and career-oriented Kia Bansal and was particularly drawn to the project for its relevance and novel concept. Critics were divided in their opinion of the film, but it emerged a financial success, grossing over rupees 1,014 million US dollar worldwide. Meena Iyer of the Times of India mentioned Kapoor as terrific, and Sukanya Verma considered the actress to be the film's prime assist, noting her ease at smoothly transition between fragile and violet to reveal a woman comfortable in her own skin. Unapologetic about living life on her terms and never missing an occasion to mince words. Kapoor next played the role of Dr. Preet Sani in Abhishek Chaube's critical acclaimed Urta Punjab 2016, a crime drama that documents the substance abuse endemic in the Indian state of Punjab, co-starring alongside Shahid Kapoor, Alia Bhatt, and Diljit Dosanjh. Kapoor was initially reluctant to do the film due to the length of her role, but agreed after having read the completed script and partially waived her fees to star in it. Uttar Punjab generated controversy when the Central Board of Film Certification deemed that the film represented Punjab in a negative light and demanded extensive censorship before its theatrical release. The Bombay High Court later cleared the film for exhibition with one cents cut. Reddit.com stated that despite being the narrative's most conventional character, the film greatly relies on her for warmth and virtue, and Mehul Thakkar of the Deccan Chronicle wrote that she was unsuccessful in delivering a strong and hard-hitting performance. For her performance, Kapoor received a nomination for Best Supporting Actress at the Filmfare and Sign Awards ceremonies. Following the birth of her child, Kapoor was persuaded by her husband to return to acting. She was keen to work on a project that would accommodate her parental commitments and found it in Shashankana Ghosh Veere Wedding 2018, a female buddy film co-starring Sonam K. Ahuja, Swara Bhaskar and Shikha Talasania, initially approached for the project in 2016. The makers rewrote Kapoor's role to accommodate her pregnancy, but the lack of maternity insurance in India led filming to begin after she gave birth. She liked the idea of telling a story of friendship and love through a female perspective, which she believed was rare in indie film, and was pleased to work with the three other leading ladies. Anna Vatikad praised the film for portraying women with agencies, flaws, humanity, and above all, a sense of humor, and took note of Kapoor's neatly restrained performance. With a worldwide gross of over 1.38 billion, 19 million US dollar, Rita Wedding emerged as one of the highest grossing female-led Hindi films. A year later, Kapoor reteamed with Akshay Kumar in Good News. 2019, a comedy about two couples tryst with in vitro fertilization, reviewing the film of Rita Jhunjhunwala, brought its hard to keep your eyes off Kapoor Khan and had performance as a working woman acting to have a baby draws you in further. For her performance, she received Best Actress nomination at Filmfare and Sign Awards.
It earned over 3,042 million US dollars worldwide to emerge as the fifth highest grossing Hindi film of the year. She next agreed to a supporting role in the comedy drama Angrezi Medium 2020 due to her desire to work with Irrfan Khan, a spiritual sequel to Hindi Medium. Kapoor filmed her part in 10 days while she was accompanying her husband on his film shoot in London. The feature was theatrically released in India amid the COVID-19 pandemic, which affected its commercial performance due to the closing of the cinemas. Nandini Ramnath of Scroll.in commended her ability to glitter in a handful of moments. Kapoor will next team with Amir Khan for the third time in Lal Singh Chaddha, a remake of the American comedy drama Forrest Gump 1994. She will also portray the Mughal princess Jhanjira Begum in Karan Johar's directorial venture Takht, a historical drama featuring an ensemble cast including Ranveer Singh, Vicky Kaushal, and Alia. Alongside her acting work, Kapoor has established a career as a designer. During her 5-year association with a retail chain, Globus, Kapoor became the first Indian actress to launch her own line of clothing for women. She described the collaboration as being special and reflective of my personal sense of style. Her collection made its debut several months later in stores across India and was well received following the end of her contract with Globus. She expressed a desire to work with a design house to release her clothing line internationally, but later explained that those plans were on hold. In August 2018, Kapoor collaborated with Lakme Cosmetics to launch her own line of cosmetics. In 2009, Kapoor worked with nutritionist Rujuta Dibekar on "Don't Lose Your Mind, Lose Your Weight", a book which focused on the principles of healthy eating habits. Published by a Random House, the book was well received by critics and sold 10,000 copies within its first 20 days. A follow-up titled "Woman and the Weight Loss Tamasha" was released 2 years later. It addressed the weight loss concern and eating habits of women in various parts of their life. It featured Kapoor in a voice-over for the audiobook. In February 2013, Kapoor released her autobiographical memoir, "The Style Diary of a Bollywood Diva", co-written alongside Ricoli Pinto. It became the first book to be launched under the Shobha, the imprint of Panganium's books, a set of CDs that included celebrity memories, guides, and biographies. In a review published by Mint, Shefali Vasudev criticized the writing style as too breezy, but further stated that it is a well-produced book, reproducing chirpy title post-it notes and date charts punctuated with Bebo's stunning pictures from her private albums to fashion magazine covers. Later that year, she collaborated with Divakar for the third time on the Indian Food Wisdom and the Art of Eating Right, a documentary film about nutrition. During her years in the film industry, Kapoor has been actively involved in promoting children's education and the safety of women. In June 2010, she took part in the international campaign One Goal Education for All and was appointed ambassador for the Shakti Campaign, a project launched by NDTV to combat violence against women in commemoration of the 100th anniversary of International Women's Day. 2 years later, Kapoor launched Channel 5's anti-rape mobile app V2. She stated that with an increasing amount of violence against women in India, was important for actors to stand up for issues because they can reach out
to a lot of people in January 2014, Kapoor began working with UNICEF to advocate the education of girls and increase quality-based education in India. Speaking of her associations, she expressed hope in creating places where children feel safe and secure and where interactive and creative tools are used to ensure that children are happy and learning during the first year. Kapoor visited schools in the states of Rajasthan and Maharashtra where she interacted with students and participated in fundraising events hosted by the Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidyalaya organization in the Jalana district. Along with UNICEF, India's Goodwill Ambassador Sharmila Tagore, Kapoor hosted a charity dinner to help raise awareness for the development of underprivileged kids and launched the Child Friendly Schools and Systems CFSS package. She later donated an equivalent amount of the funds raised during a joint initiative by UNICEF and Groupon for a higher quality learning environment in Indian schools. The following year, she awarded 31 students and 5 teachers for their contribution towards the field of education in Chhattisgarh at the concluding ceremony of Child Rights Protection Week. Also that year, Kapoor provided a voice-over for the documentary film Girl Rising, Wo Padhegi, Wo Udegi, She Will Learn, She Will Fly, for the organization of the same name, and produced a documentary on women's empowerment. In June 2016, she spoke at an event organized by UNICEF in Lucknow to promote menstrual hygiene management. Following the birth, Following the birth of her son, Kapoor wrote an article published in the Times of India titled "Let's Save Our Newborns Babies," discussing infant mortality, and launched the Every Child Alive campaign to promote affordable and quality healthcare for mothers and their newborn. In May 2018, she was invited as a keynote speaker for Mother's Day event in New Delhi organized by UNICEF. Additionally, Kapoor has made public appearances to support other charitable organizations. She performed at a fundraiser for the World Youth Peace Summit in November 2003 and participated in a concert to raise money for victims in 2004. Indian Ocean earthquake anti-tsunami. She visited Indian Jawan's troops in Rajasthan for a special Holy Weekend episode of Wendy TV's reality show Jai Jawan. In 2010, Kapoor adopted the village of Chanderi in Madhya Pradesh as a part of Wendy TV's Greenathon campaign to provide the village with a regular supply of electricity. 4 years later, she participated in a campaign to raise awareness on hunger and malnutrition in the world and made a donation to the Kashmir flood reliefs. In September 2016, Kapoor attended the inaugural of Global Citizen India, a joint initiative by the musical festival of the same name and the Global Education and Leadership Foundation. The following year, Kapoor became the brand ambassador for Swasth Immunized India, a campaign launched by the Network 18 Group and Serum Institute of India to promote immunization for children. Kapoor has participated in several stage shows and world tours since 2002. Her first tour, Heartthrobs, live on concert 2002 with Hrithik Roshan, Karishma Kapoor, Arjun Rampal, and Aftab Sivadasani, was successful in the United States and Canada. At the end of that year, she performed with several other Bollywood stars at Kings Park Stadium in Durban, South Africa in the show Now or Never. For a year later, Kapoor returned to the stage with 6 other Bollywood celebrities in the successful Rockstars Concert World Tour. The concert was originally scheduled to commence in April 2006 but was postponed due to the arrest of Salman Khan. It later began the following month of stays in 19 cities across the United Kingdom, the United States, and Canada. In 2008, Kapoor performed in Shah Rukh Khan's Temptation Reloaded 2008, a series of concerts in a number of countries. The show, which also featured Arjun Rampal, Kareena Kapoor, Ganesh Hegde, Javed Ali, and Anusha Dhandekar, debuted at the Rotterdam IO venue in Rotterdam, the Netherlands. Several months later, she again joined the Khan, Rampal and Kaif to perform for an audience of 15,000 at Dubai's Festival City Arena. In 2018, Kapoor collaborated with Ishq FM uh, to host a radio show, What Women Want. The show was well received, earning Kapoor a nomination at the New York Festival Radio Awards for Best Talk Show Host, and later renewed for a second session the following year. The featured as a talent judge for the seventh season of the dance reality show Dance India Dance. Public image and character known for her nonchalant relationship with the media, Kapoor has gained a reputation for discussing her private life with no reservation. As a child, she regularly attended award ceremonies and eventually with her families and would also accompany Karishma on set during filming. In an interview with Filmfare, she explained that growing up in a film family helped her develop a sense of professionalism and dedication towards her craft. Kapoor's private life has been the subject of media attention in India, with frequent press coverage of her weight and relationship with actor Saif Ali Khan. The couple, dubbed Sarifina by entertainment media, has been one of the country's most reported celebrity stories since 2007, and Kapoor gave birth to their son in 2016. While a segment of the press has described Kapoor as friendly and extremely close to the family, others have criticized her for being arrogant and vain, an image she gained in the wake of her superficial character who, in Kabhi Khushi Kabhie Gham 2001, she subsequently featured in films portraying similar characters and has further established her off and on-screen persona before the release of Chamal in 2004, in which she played a sex worker. Kapoor stated that there is a certain image that people identify you with, and it always follows you whichever role you play. I'm trying to transgress this image and became more screen friendly than image friendly. Chameli helped Kapoor reinvent her on-screen persona, and she later explained that her honesty and openness was often perceived by the media as arrogance. Kapoor is also known for her assertive and moody nature, and her outspoken views and independence have been singled out for making major contributions to her career. They add to her superstar aura. In an early interview, she confessed to being an introvert yet extremely candid and blunt reasoning. Total faith and complete belief in myself is my attitude towards life. Films and virtually everything else. I am all about doing what I feel is right. It is not easy to pin me down as I can be bundle of contradictions. Journalist Subhas K. Jha explained that while the approach has sometimes been at the cost of professional opportunities, it makes her such a favorite among the generation that believes in self-regard being the highest form of creativity. She lives for the moment and crams all her intensity into it, not sparing a single thought for what is gone and what is waiting around the corner. Meanwhile, Anu Ahuja suggested that Kapoor's demeanor is an act. She is cold and unapproachable, so that no one will act funny with her. Today, Kapoor is considered as one of the most popular Bollywood celebrities in India. He look and performances have established her as a style icon for young women. In a 2009 poll, conducted by the newspaper Daily News and Analysis. Kapoor was voted one of the celebrity endorsers of brands and products worldwide. She became the only Indian actress to be featured on CNN Go's list of WHO murdered most in India, and was later uh, selected by Vivre for a list of the country's most powerful women from 2008 to 13, and in 2016 to 2010 Kapoor was named India's most beautiful woman by the Indian edition of People magazine. Eastern Eye and Indian magazine named her as Asia's sexiest woman and India's hottest woman 2011-12 respectively. The following year, she was selected by India Today for its list of the country's most influential women. From 2012 to 18, Kapoor has featured on Forbes India's Celebrity 100, a list based on the income and popularity of India's celebrities, peaking at the seventh position in 2012 with an estimated annual earning of 75 million, 10 million US dollar. According to media reports, Kapoor relies on her instincts and spontaneity as an actor. She is known to commit heavily to each role and refrains for rehearsing for a project. Commenting on this, director Rajkumar Hirani said, I usually have a habit of conducting rehearsals for my actors, but she insisted not having them as it would affect her spontaneity. She really surprised with uh, me with a couple of emotional senses which we candid in just one take. Karan Johar described Kapoor as a natural, explaining that she has no craft, grammar, or process attached to her acting. It is a great sense of cinema that can keep her going. According to Rensselaer de Sliva, who directed her in Kurban, Kareena, instinctive and the emotional intelligence, she absorbs the situation and performs accordingly. Discussing the scene in fact harms her. While discussing her career highlights in 2010 article, Reddit.com noted, even though a lot of her starring roles have been forgettable, a look at a filmography now, however, portrayal of a series of superficial characters at the start of her career were criticized. Historian Gyan Prakash explained that these roles tended to infantilize her, accusing her as a daddy's little girl, old bubble, and no fizz. Critics noted Shamil 2004 as her coming of age, claiming that a new actor in her was discovered following her portrayal of a variety of character types in Chameli.